Welcome to the Agricultural and Biological Engineering Department's Agriculture Operations Management Info Session. My name is Adam Watson, and I'm an Assistant Professor of Agriculture Operations Management in the department.
And I'm Dr. Wendell Porter. I'm a senior lecturer. I'm the undergraduate coordinator for the Aon program and also one of your faculty members.
And I'm Chair of Agriculture and Biological Engineering and also a professor in the department.
What is AOM, you might ask? Agricultural Operations Management. It's an intersection between business and technology. You get courses that kind of tell you how do you operate a business, but also a nice technical background in a lot of different areas. So it's a broad-based degree, and it really affects all parts of our lives. We have students that go to work back on family farms, go into farm management, go into municipal governments, go into high-tech fields, drone operations, utility companies. Our students are employed all over this country. Who would be interested in AOM? That's an easy one to answer. A lot of people, they find different majors and they think this is going to work for them, and they change or they find us directly. And one of the big things is, I don't want to be stuck in an office all day. And so for those of you that want to be out and look at different things and have different aspects of your career inside and outside of an office, and with some technology involved, this is the place for you.
Yeah. And certainly, and that's reflected in the diversity of concentrations that our program has. A lot of our students will decide to pursue the agribusiness management program, but we have a number of students that also are interested in fishery and aquatic production, soil and water science, horticulture and crop management, and so forth. We also have students that are in animal production, sustainable energy and facilities. So lots of different pathways for students to expand their knowledge and pursue a career in our department.
So what that really is we have a solid core of courses in AOM that everybody takes, but when it comes to their elective area, they have the entire College of Agricultural and Life Sciences to choose from. So it allows them to broaden out and be specialized in their area of choosing.
So now's the time for any questions we may have from our listeners. And if you have a question, feel free to type into the comments, and we will answer those questions as they come in. So let's move now to our coursework overview with Dr. Porter.
We have a lot of different courses. We've just a few of them here. Global Sustainable Energy. I teach that course. It gives a background of the field of energy from the ground up, literally. We go through every facet of energy. We have a construction and maintenance course geared towards the agricultural industry. That's very much a hands-on, and so we actually get to practice what we preach. We have our own labs here, and we get to build things in that one. Power machinery management, we go out to our Plant Science Research Center. We take a look at operations of tractors, bobcats, construction equipment, everything you can think of. Precision agriculture, that's the wave of the future. How to get more production out of the same land. One of the things you'll be looking at is drone operations, a high-tech area that's coming in. And our own Dr. Adam Watson here has developed a new course, Agri-Food Systems Innovation. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, this is an interesting course because it kind of looks at the entire food system from a holistic perspective. We work with, starting with the consumer, and work our way backwards through that food system, covering topics like logistics and distribution, new product development, food marketing, and food policy. So it gives a very broad picture of our very dynamic and interdisciplinary system, which is our food system.
So post-graduation, you get all the way through the program. Now what's next? Careers, companies. The College of Agriculture and Life Sciences has a career fair every year. The university has another one. There's other groups on campus that has several. More importantly, we also highly suggest that you take an internship to get you out there before you graduate, to see what's out there and try your hand at a career and see if what you've chosen is for you. If you have to tweak it a little bit when you get back. But we have a network of people that hire our students. Our students are in great demand throughout this region and throughout the nation. Also, some of our students go to graduate school. We have many choices there. Our students are very competitive in several different areas here on campus, and we've sent students to other schools for their graduate degrees also.
Any questions?
I don't see any. Do you see any questions? Okay.
So maybe we can talk a little bit about our AOM Club. The AOM Club is obviously a club that's open to our AOM students, but we also allow students from other departments as well. So it's open to all majors. And during our AOM Club meetings, we bring in a lot of guest speakers from industry that talk about career opportunities, internship opportunities, and various positions within the public and private sector. We also take a number of field trips and industry tours throughout the year, various breweries located all over the state of Florida. We go to a different selection of production sites, dairy operations, aquaponics operations, really taking a very broad look at our dynamic agricultural and natural resource industries.
All right, one of the other things that students always ask is, how do I get into the University of Florida? It's a huge university. It has very competitive scores to get in. What's the pathway for me? Well, we have a number of students that come in as freshmen and go and start from this program from the very beginning. We have a number of students that start out in another major and decide they want to come and get their degree with our department. So there's two pathways there. But for many of our students, they stay closer to home for the first couple of years and go to community college. And there's a transfer method to come in to this department. And a lot of our agricultural students that are going to work straight into main agricultural interests come that way because they're still busy back home working. So again, many pathways to get in there, and you can contact me directly if you have questions along those lines that need to help you get in here. But again, community college pathway in is a very solid pathway for many of our students.
So one of the things that we also need to touch on is, besides getting employment after you graduate from an AOM program, is there's also graduate student opportunities. And we have a nice program here, and Dr. Porter and Dr. Watson are leading some students through that program. So maybe you could talk a little bit about what graduate research looks like in an AOM program.
I have a current student right now that wanted to transition and go further along the pathway in what you would call the sustainable energy and facilities area. And we've got him working on an aquaculture project because there needs to be best management practices in that entire field for the use of energy and other natural resources, energy and water mostly. And everything there is nothing but energy use. Pumps, filters, compressors, air blowers, lights, heats, cooling, everything. And we're basically developing an entire best management practices guidebook for this industry. And that's just one project one of my students is doing.
Yeah, and I have a graduate student that's actually working on that same project, but looking at the economic analysis of some of these new technologies that are being recommended. So he's looking at things like return on investment, payback period, and he's also developing some decision tools that producers can use to determine whether these technologies are going to be profitable for them or not. I have another student who's working on technology acceptance. So she's creating a series of models to try to understand how people come to accept various smart agriculture technologies. So very diverse, very exciting research that we're doing in the Agriculture Operations Management program.
And I think something else to point out is that there's a high demand for these graduates. From undergraduate or graduate degrees, industry is looking for people with these business skills that are connected with the skills in technology. And I think that that's a real strength of this program.
I get calls every semester from prospective employers out there that I can't place the students in because there aren't any. They already have jobs. And so it's like, well, the next one comes along, but you better be quick because somebody else might snatch them up. So again, that's a good place to be in. We're also, the last couple of years, we've been one of the fastest growing majors in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences because I think the word's getting out that it's an exciting place to be in the Ag and Biological Engineering Department getting an AOM degree.
So one thing we could talk about to some of the people that have been admitted to UF, so congratulations on being admitted, is what happens at preview. So when they get to preview and they're interested in AOM, what advice Dr. Porter, do you have for them?
Well, preview is run, at least in our college, it's run like clockwork, and they have you busy most of the day and going through stuff you really need to pay attention to. And please do pay attention. There's a couple clangers in there you really want to follow. At the end of the day, well, middle of the afternoon, they set you loose and they have us come over and get you. And I'll walk you back over to our department, and then we'll sit you down and register and help you get registered for your first semester classes. So after a big day where you get exposed to the entire college, the end of it is you get down to talk to us and what's your next step, and you get introduced to us. So even though the university's 50-some thousand students, when you get down to it, you're part of a small cohort of about 90 students, and you're very much at home. So much at home, I'll call you out if I'm missing you, so you better be here. So we keep track of our students, and again, it is a small program. I think you'll enjoy being a part of it.
So if I'm an AOM student and I'm interested, but I'm not real sure which one of these tracks I want to take, these concentrations, how might that affect my registration my freshman year?
That's an excellent question. Freshman year, you've got a lot of general education courses to take. You have your tracking courses you have to take, your preparatory, your foundational courses. So those courses that you want to take for your elective area, they don't come until much later. So your first couple of years, it's pretty much blocked out, and you're getting all your foundational courses out of the way. And those are the ones that separate you from the other competitive programs and put you on the pathway to the AOM degree. So it takes time to get to those electives, so you don't have to worry about panicking because you can't choose right off the bat which one of these wonderful areas to go into.
Thank you, Dr. Porter.
That is a question that comes up. Believe you me, it does. How do I decide? Well, you know, you don't have to yet. But you know what? Most of us here at the university enjoy, as you can imagine, talking about our chosen fields. Mm-hmm. So my suggestion is you talk to people in these different areas. Go over to the Hort Science Department, talk to their undergraduate advisor, some of their professors, and say, what's going on over there? Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things we find out is because our AOM students, by and large, are really into the hands-on application, you'll find some of our students in their labs helping out in their degree programs, because we know operations and we know how to do things. And so you'll see us all over campus in different positions. And that's also a good way to get some experience before you go out in your career.
Another opportunity we have is undergraduate research. So you do have the opportunity as a student to do undergraduate research. I don't know if you have something to add, or?
That's something that our dean, Elaine Turner, put into place a couple of years ago. Every major in the Cal's college has an opportunity to do research as an undergraduate. Mm-hmm. And so if you find a professor that wants to work with you, you know, they've always got work. And so they can introduce you into the world of research. You can get something done. We had an AOM student a couple of years ago that actually got published as an undergraduate, published paper in a refereed journal. And so that's a big deal. Yeah. That's a big deal.
It's very exciting. Very great opportunity, especially for those that are interested in pursuing graduate school as well. It looks really good on an application if you've got publishing as an undergraduate student.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then we get new professors on, like Dr. Watson here, and you find out that they have a lot of new ways of looking at things. He's got some very innovative ways to teach courses that are interactive, that really heighten student involvement. It's a much different world now, and I think you'll be more excited than ever with what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. So another resource we have for students is we have a blog. We'll be posting the blog site after this video on Facebook, but the blog is a resource where we post information that would be useful to our students. So job opportunities, upcoming events, club events, anything that we think you should know about will be on the blog. So please be mindful to go and see what kind of activities are happening in the department that you might want to become involved in come August.
And our social media?
Yes, we also have a very active social media. We'd like to thank Rachel, who is broadcasting us today. We do try to keep in contact with all the students so that we know what's happening in the students' education life as well as their research world. And we promote that through our Twitter, our Facebook, and Our handle is at @UF_ABE.
All right. You know, one of the things we have going on is, again, a program that's on its way up. We were about 60 students just a couple of years ago, and we grew rapidly to almost 90 students. We have room to grow, and I think we have facilities here that will support that growth, and new faculty members that are going to help out also in that new growth. So we have a solid foundation here that practically any interest area, we've got something that's going to grab your attention and keep you at it for a while and get you through our program.
So if you have any questions about AOM or ABE, please feel free to contact any of us. You can go to our website, abe.ufl.edu, and find all of our contact information, and we will be happy to share with you ways or answers to your questions regarding this department or program.
Yep, and feel free to give us a call. One thing I will have to caution you is the fact that I measured one time, you know, because I'm an engineer, I calculate these things. One year I had 23,000 electronic communications. So every once in a while, not saying all the time, but every once in a while one of those will be missed or dropped. Don't be shy. Send out an email again. Give us a direct phone call. You're not pestering us. Don't worry about that. Just call again. We want to hear your call. We want to hear your questions. If you don't get through the first time, no worries. Just do it again.
We'd like to thank you for all of your time. So please feel free to reach out to us on our social media or through email. We would love to hear from all of you. Thank you again.